Principles of growth and development. So the first principle of growth and development is it is a continual process wherein it starts from birth until death. And even when we are still in our mother's womb, remember? Of course, you don't remember because you are still fetus at that time. But what I'm trying to say is that even when we are in our mother's womb, there is already growth and development that is taking place. And I bet you know that all of us started as an infant and then we turned to an adolescent and then we became an adult and eventually we became elderly. That's why growth and development is a continual process. Second principle is that growth and development proceeds in an orderly sequence. So what does it mean? So it means that in growth, it is from smaller to larger, right? There's no such thing as growth as larger to smaller, right? So it means that while we are still a baby, right? We are so cute, we are so small, and then eventually as the years pass by, we grow and we go big or larger. And then in development, it has a predictable stage. Like remember, while you are still an infant, you learn how to crawl, and then after learning how to crawl, you learn how to stand, and then after learning how to stand, you learn how to walk, and then after learning how to walk, you learn how to run. So there's an order, right, in development. That's why growth and development proceeds in an orderly sequence. Third principle is that different children pass through the predictable stages at different rate. What does it mean? It means that we will be undergoing the same development stages but at different pacing of time. For example, for some of us, they learn how to walk while they are still 8 months, but for some, they learn how to walk when they turn 1 year old. So as you can see, they don't so happen at the same rate, but both development are normal. It's just that they don't develop at the same time. Next principle is that there is a sequence of stages, wherein, as you can still remember, during our theoretical foundation in nursing subject, we discussed about the different theories, and one of it are the developmental theories, and also the next reporter, the group 2, will be discussing more about it, but just a glimpse of it, there is indeed a sequence. There is a sequence of stages, or there is a pattern in every stages of growth and development. Next principle is that growth and development occurs in cephalocaudal direction, which means the growth and development occurs from the top of our body working its way down, or in other words, from head to foot. Next is that development proceeds from proximal to distal body parts. Going back to our anatomy and physiology, proximal means area that is near the center, while distal means away from the center. So it means that development starts from the center to the periphery direction, or from the midline of our body towards our extremities. Next is that development proceeds from gross to refined skills. What does it mean? Gross motor skills is when we operate our large muscle, while on the other hand, fine motor skills is where we operate our smaller muscles, like the muscles in our fingers. To further or to clearly understand it, if you can still remember during our preschool days, we tend to use the bigger crayons, right, compared to the small one, because we noticed that we can easily control the bigger crayon compared to the smaller ones. It is because our fine motor skills at that time is not yet fully developed. So therefore, our gross motor skills develop first, and then eventually, we will develop our fine motor skills. Lastly is that areas of development are interrelated. For example, a child's ability to learn new information is influenced by his or her ability to interact, or his ability to control two immediate impulses. Cognitive, emotional, and physical development are interrelated and they influence each other.